Hello YouTube. Today at alright, so this is the official site, the usbcrepair.com for USB-C connectors, not the one right here. And those rates are for regular connectors, not the USB-C connectors. So today we have a USB-C connector. Those guys. I can't really do anything about this guy right here, but I will be able to do something about this guy. Hopefully. I mean, you could see the damage there. You see like the metal stuff. Here, let's see if we can switch to a different camera and I can show you much better. Much closer, much better. Yeah, you see that metal pin? I mean, it's not metal. It shouldn't be looking like that. It should look more closely like the second one. Anyway, so the client had to wiggle it and it still works. So that's a good thing. If you wiggle it and it doesn't work anymore, that's not the best thing ever. So what we're gonna do here is we probably need another light. Second. How about like that? Yeah, that's much better. Alrighty. So let's see if we can. Alright, so the way you open this guy up is if you have a paper clip. And you take that out. Alright. I'm gonna take this guy out. Alright, and now you can unscrew all of the screws around. Alright. Set the cover aside. The first thing you want to disconnect here is the battery, but the battery is screwed into the rest of it. So what you want to do is unscrew this guy, this guy, this and that. Alright. Now what you want to do is get rid of anything that's broken. Let's try and lift it up like that. And we set the battery aside. Alright, so here. Strange, this cable is not connected to anywhere. What's that cable anyway? Is there something on the back of the battery? Nothing on the back of the battery. But it's the first time I see that nothing is connected to this stuff. Anyways. Alright, so let me find my favorite tool. Should be here someplace. Alright, found it. Now this is in 4K, so you should be able to, you know, let's do another light. Yeah, like that. Alright, so you should be able to watch this video on a big screen TV and everything should make sense. This is the disconnection of the battery here. Hopefully it doesn't have a bit liker on it, because if it has a bit liker, after you disconnect this, the bit liker that's stored on the chip, on the motherboard, will reset, and you will need a bit liker passcode for it. But I mean, many laptops have bit likers nowadays. One more complicated stuff, and I'm not sure if bit likers ever helped anybody in anything, but I wouldn't put a bit liker on my system. Alright, like that, like that, like that. Alright, so we got two antennas here. Let's see, can we get this antenna out? Or we can't. Alright, so here, like that, and like that. What else we got? Where else? Yeah, right here we got All right. Alrighty. Now the reason I make those videos so that people either, you know, if you're outside the United States, you can probably do it yourself, but it's not that easy. If you're in United States, you could pretty much ship it away. We should be able to replace this guy, assuming the laptop still works sometimes. If the laptop doesn't work anymore, it's really tough to, I mean, nothing I can do here. Because some chip goes out on the motherboard. If you know what the name of the chip, leave a comment below or send me an email, because I seen many of those laptops where people just wiggle it to death and the handshake chip probably goes out. So don't wiggle it to death. Alrighty, here. This guy. We got two more right here. Like that. Like that. All right, the antennas. All right. What else we got here? Do we have something holding anything here? Probably the cable right there, so I probably need to take the CPU off. Not the CPU, the heatsink. Alright, so once the need to disconnect the heatsink, the fan needs to disconnect the fan right here like that. Like that. Alright, now we disconnect the fan. Good job. Alrighty. Here we have another fancy locking mechanism. Like that. Like that. Good job. Let's see if you're ready to take this guy out, and we're not ready for some reason. Alright, so there's one more screw right here. Oh yeah, another reason I show you that if you want to save some money, you could send us just the motherboard, and that's the reason I show you the whole process of taking the whole thing apart. Alright, so we took it apart. Oh, by the way, why is the camera screwed so much here? Alright, so it's basically the pin right there that doesn't look great. Here, what you want to do is this. You want to cut this guy off, because if you bend it, it's not gonna bend back. The reason I want to cut it off, so you would be able to just put it back on later on. Alright, problem here, I can see that we got, let me show you. So you'll see it closer under the microscope soon. But if your eyes are bad, you got one filter, another filter, one more filter, and one more filter. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 filters right there. Those black filters right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. If those filters fly off the motherboard, usually nothing gonna work. So the point is to desolder it in a way so that those filters won't fly off the motherboard, and you cannot solder those filters back to the motherboard. I mean, you probably can, but you can't pay me enough to solder them to that motherboard. It is just time-consuming process. This guy will start melt and probably gonna move and might not be around here. So here, so that's those 4 points is where you need to be careful about, and this guy you need to be careful about. On the other side, we need to remove the sticker. because it's not good here. Oh, and you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 filters here. All right, so you got 5 filters here. All right, we can put that cover back on. And maybe either this chip gonna go bad or that chip gonna go bad when you're gonna wiggle this guy to death. And I'm not sure if replacing those chips gonna solve the problem. If you know it's gonna solve the problem, let me know. If it's not those chips, no, this one is usually fine. So I think it's one of those chips that goes bad. That's my opinion. But again, I have done hundreds of those. By the way, I got more than 1,200 videos on this channel of different laptop makes and models. So on how to fix them, and I usually upload only the videos where I can fix the problem. So there's a lot more videos made, but not that many uploaded. And the reason I upload this video is so that in case this guy not gonna work, it's probably this guy or that guy. That's my opinion. But if it's not those two, please let me know again. So, but the thing you need to worry about are those filters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 filters that can fly off the motherboard, and 1, 2, 3, 4 filters here that can fly off the motherboard. I'll show you under the microscope a bit better picture. Or maybe not, because I'm gonna insulate everything here. So like that. All right. Alrighty, so I took some time to insulate the area around the connector to minimize exposure to the hot air from the soldering station. So what I will need to do, I will need to add some solder here on the top, some solder here on the bottom, and that way I would be able to just pop this guy right out. Alrighty, so what I'm gonna do now is add some flux to this joint and that joint, and on the other side as well. Alrighty, good job. And now I'm gonna add some solder to here and right there. All right, maybe a little bit right here and right there. All right. The reason I'm adding solder is to mix the old solder with the new solder. That way the melting temperature gonna drop and I won't have to spend so much time with the heat gun working on this guy, trying to get this guy out of here. All right, so once everything is in place, all right. All right, good job. Good job. All right, let's power up the hot air station. And get this guy out of here. All right, looks good here. Let's flip this guy over. And let's get this guy out of here. Like Come on. Like that. Good job. So now what you want to do is reduce the heat. All right, and what we're gonna do next is we're gonna get all the solder from the All right, so here. All right, looks good. All right. Final pass through for cleanup. Just making sure it's all nice and clean. Good job. Good job. Yeah, excellent. All right. I'm not sure if that's foil from the bottom. Yep. This is just a foil from the bottom. This is foil from the bottom. This doesn't look great right here. Right, let's try a smaller iron. Try to fit the smaller iron inside of that little hole. And where do I have the? All right, let's see. Where is my? Now this board is in ideal condition, so technically, if nothing fried on the motherboard, this thing should work after I'm done with it. I mean, no damage traces, no nothing. Hardly ever get something like that here. Usually stuff already messed up beyond repair. All right, let's see. Did I get all of it out or I didn't? Let's see. All right. Looks much better. That's all right. All right, so now what I want to do is I want to pre-tin every single one of those pads. And the way I pre-tin those is like that. I want things to be evenly distributed between. I get messages all the time, people saying, bro, you're just putting solder on the motherboard. I mean, it shouldn't cost that much. Yeah, but you know what? I'm available to put the solder on the motherboard. I don't know anybody else who is available to do so. Plus this soldering iron, the one I'm putting the solder onto the motherboard, the iron alone is like $1,000 for the station itself. The microscope, I mean, yeah, I went through like a dozen different microscopes, so you don't have to have $1,000 microscope. You can do it under much cheaper, like couple $100 microscope. All right, looks good. Looks good. Now I need to go find a replacement connector. Alright, so that's a new connector. We wanna align it the best we can. Alright. Alright. And now the goal is to solder this guy up. Alright, so what we wanna do is we wanna put as much flux as possible. Okay. And let's go. Alright, I think it was almost ideal. It seems to me that we got something right here. Oh no, we don't have anything right there. Looks good. Let's check each leg. Alright, every leg is soldered just fine. So what I need to do next is solder this guy here. Like that. Flip the guy over. Let's put the pad underneath it. And let's solder the guy here. Alright. Alrighty. And alright. Alright. Good job. Let me take a look. Nope, not a good job here. Let's do a little bit here. That's above ground, so if they short it, no big deal. Just want to make sure. All right. Wonderful. Excellent. All right, let's do a little bit touch-ups here on the top. All right. Looks good. Let's do touch-ups here. Excellent. Excellent. All right, super. Good job. Anyways, this is how to replace the connector on the USB-C connector that has 2 rows of pins. All right, I still have a little piece left right there, it seems like. Here. Let me touch it up. Excellent. Now, the great news is this. Remember the black filters I was talking about? Let's inspect. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4, just like as I told you. They're all alive. This guy is alive. It didn't fly off the motherboard. And yeah, so there's no damage here. Let's check the other side. Here we got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the black filters. They're all still alive and quite well. Let me see if this one, yeah, this one looks good. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so this is, so I wonder if those guys are going bad when these guys go bad. If you know, please leave a comment, email. I would really appreciate it. And if those are for sale anywhere, I would be grateful to know. Yeah, this guy I don't replace at all because just too much work. So yeah. Alrighty. So what we're gonna do now is this: put the insulation back on like that. Like that. Some dirt under the insulation from aging. All right, looks good. Looks really good. Now let's bring this guy over this way. Let's put this guy like that. Looks good. Looks excellent to me. So what we want to do is we want to connect this cable here. All right, close this guy down. We want to connect that guy right here. Close it down. I'm just making sure that the board is not resting on top of the cable. Like that. Like that. Like that. For some reason there is some sort of stuff keeps falling off the motherboard. Strange. All right, so next thing we want to do is probably connect the I see. Too soon for me to connect this guy. We got the Wi-Fi here and Wi-Fi here. All right. Let's put the screw back in. All right. Okay. Good job. All right, looks good. Okay, looks good. Nice and tight. All right, this guy should be staying here. Now we have the CPU. I cleaned up the CPU here. I need to clean up the CPU right there. All right, so cleaned up the heatsink. Now we just putting the new paste. People ask all the time, do you put the new paste? I got more paste here than I got more paste here after chip shortage. I got more paste here to last me a lifetime, you know. So I think it goes bad after a few years, but I think you're gonna be all right. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna put a new paste on your computer. All right, like that. No, that's not the right way. Hold on. Something isn't right. Like that. Okay, so now tighten every single one up the way how it shows here. All right, connect the fan like that. Good job. Excellent. Let's put the battery back in place. Like that. Longer screws up for the battery. So we got one here. One right here. One right there. And one right here. Okay. Do I have any more screws left? No, no more screws left. All right. That's usually a good thing. Let's make sure that we're gonna be able to close it down. All right, one more check, one more last check. All right, this is like that. Connected, 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 connected. Something not connected right here. Could be that wire underneath here. Might be, should be going there. CMOS battery connected. All right, let's see. Like that, like that. All right, and let's hope that this thing gonna power up and work. Not something not right, doesn't not sitting right. All right, so here we got a brand new charger here. The client ended up buying a brand new charger, so we got a tester. I got a tester. Let me clean up the tester a little bit. All right, so we want to plug it in. Okay. Let's see. And nothing. Nothing. Nothing's happening. That's always sucks. You see, it doesn't want to do the shake, the handshake. Yeah, so the client probably wiggled it to death. Let's see if on the other side is gonna work. Nothing. Nothing. Yeah, so that's the reason I make this videos, is to show you that if you wiggle it to death, probably nothing I can do here to make it work. No, the red light does not come up. I think the second port still gonna work. Yeah, the second port still works. All right, so my guess is one of those components, the ones I showed you. Yeah, the second port still works because we had the red light there. Well, it only works if you wiggle it, I guess. Not? No, it works. Let's see if it's gonna power up. So yeah, don't wiggle the guy to death, otherwise it's not gonna, whatever you do, it's not gonna power up. Yeah, it does power up. That probably what's called an IC chip is bad on the board, which I don't have in stock. Maybe if you know, I mean, if anyone of you knows that if I replace the chip, will it work or not, leave the comment below. Otherwise, let's see if it's gonna power up. Skip to continue. All right, so we do get into Windows from the second port, which might or might not be working well. All right. All right, so I can see it's being charged right here fully. You can probably see the icon right there that it charges fully. Let me see if I wiggle it around. Yeah, I wiggle it around, it's still holding the charge fine. And plug it, flip it over, plug it back in. So yeah, the client can still use it on the second port, but the first port, replace it or not, doesn't really make a difference. Anyways, guys, please leave a like, subscribe, and you guys take care and have a good day. Thanks. So the problem is something on the board is not right, and I have a whole bunch of other ones of those sitting here, which I need to take care of. So figuring out what's on the motherboard isn't right. It's kind of a really tough proposition.